left-hand side is our Confederate monument. Now that monument was erected out in 1874 on behalf of those soldiers that lost their lives in the Civil War. That monument was donated by the wives and the daughters of those soldiers. Now the monument was made over in Canada. It's made with Canadian sandstone. And the way that they got that monument here to Savannah was by ship. They shipped it to Savannah because it said that they did not want that monument touching Yankee soil. And the soldier that stands on top of the monument, he's facing the north, facing his enemy. And as you guys can see, Forsyth Park is huge in size. This park is 30 acres. And Forsyth Park is named after John Forsyth. And John Forsyth, he was one of our governors here, and he was also Secretary of State during the Andrew Jackson administration. And then also on our left right now, this monument is called the Hiker. Now that monument is in honor of those soldiers from Georgia that volunteered to go over to Cuba and help fight in the Spanish-American War. And then coming up on our right-hand side, you're going to see the Telfair Arms Apartments for men. Nowadays, I emphasize men. It's a gentleman's home. But as you guys read up top here, it says Telfair Hospital. Well, that's because it used to be the Telfair Hospital. Back in the late 1800s, that hospital was opened by Miss Mary Telfair. And Miss Mary Telfair was a woman of many stipulations. During that time frame, she only opened that hospital under one condition. And that one condition was no men allowed. So, with them turning that hospital into a gentleman's home nowadays, I'm pretty sure Miss Mary is not a happy camper. Now, during that time, the only way a male was able to get inside of the hospital was he had to be born there. And even after he was born there, Miss Mary gave his mother 72 hours to pack his hair bag. Now, if you guys look back to your left-hand side, these beautiful trees is outlined in the park. Now, this is Georgia State tree. The tree is called a live oak, and we call it live oak simply because it never loses all of its leaves at one time, and so that keeps it green and alive all year long. And as soon as we make this turn here on our left-hand side is the beautiful mansion on Forsyth. Now, this mansion was built in 1888 for Mr. Alfred Iceberg, and during that time frame, the mansion was only $45,000. Well, Mr. Richard Kessler, the owner of the Armstrong Mansion that we just passed back there, he brought this mansion also, did some renovations and add-ons, and he just recently sold this mansion about 8 months ago for a little over $52 million. And as you guys can see, the new owners, they are already added on to the mansion now. Unfortunately, at one point in time, you could go inside and take a tour of the mansion, but they shut the mansion down on July 3rd, and it's not going to open again until February of 2024. And even when it opens back in February, it's only going to be the mansion on Forsyth. They're going to change everything up. Right now, it's going to become a Mediterranean resort. So, if you guys get a chance, you can come back and check that out. But if you wanted to see what the mansion on Forsyth looks like before you shut everything down, but before we pull into stop number 5, this home up ahead on our right-hand side on the corner, that home have red doors. Now, normally the trees would be trimmed and you can see the red doors a little better. But red doors back in the 1800s here was a sign that you had your mortgage paid off. Anytime you would pay your mortgage off, they would send someone out with a bucket of red paint and your front door to celebrate. Now, in the late 1700s, red doors represented safe houses with runaway slaves that were passing through. They would actually tap on the doors and would be let on the inside so that they could bathe and eat before heading out to the next destination. Now, we're pulling into stop number 5, which is our Forsyth Park stop, and I'm just going to ask that you guys remain seated until the trolley comes to a full and complete stop. And if you're going to exit here, just please watch your steps.